Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park West. It's the Fall Turf Festival. We have 10 races on Friday. Beautiful day here. Let's look at those track and weather conditions. The main track fast, turf course firm, our first race, 7.5 furlongs on the grass. Claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the number 5 Blonde Cat. Also scratch number 10, Hot Coffee.
And they're up. From the outside, the favorite Jessie Can Mambo breaks right on cue and goes looking for the lead from the comebacker Chicks and Slacks, who's away in the top flight. Toward the inside and moving closer, Don't Tell Patty with Raquelish away racing fourth. Starship Shotty in a bit tight with Bahia de Oro alongside her. Useful Berry is near the back of the pack and sent wide to the turn. Nice to Regal, 5 wide last of all. They chase into this first turn now, chasing the speed of Jessie Can Mambo and Ramsey Zimmerman loose up top and leading by 2. Racing second is Don't Tell Patty, 2 in front of Chicks and Slacks third. 3 wide out there is Useful Berry. Between horses and trying to move up is Raquelish. It's a length and a half to Starship Shotty. She settled down for Delgado about 6 lengths behind. Nice to Regal's had to cover ground in the early stages, and Bahia de Oro was last of the 8 as they went through the opening quarter in 24 seconds flat, and they approached less than half a mile away. The leader is Jessie Can Mambo, 6-5 the price, and she's a sharp boss. After a half mile and 47-2, she leads it by 3. Racing second now is Raquelish from Useful Berry, who's now third. Toward the rail in fourth is Chicks and Slacks. Trying to get motivated from the backfield to Starship Shotty. She rides to the inside for Delgado. A neck better than Nice to Regal, followed by Bahia de Oro, and Don't Tell Patty is last. Jessie Can Mambo is still first, with Raquelish coming to call on the outside. They're at the top of the stretch. Well rationed up top. Jessie Can Mambo turns for the money on top by 2. Racing second is Raquelish down the outside. Starship Shotty begins to roll now. She's an 1/8 of a mile from the leader and about 5 lengths behind, but she is coming on. Jessie Can Mambo's in front. Starship Shotty rolling at her. Does she have enough time? Here's Starship Shotty and Jessie Can Mambo. Gonna be close. Jessie Can Mambo hanging on. Starship Shotty ran out of racetrack second from Raquelish third and Bahia de Oro fourth in 1:31 flat.
Number 8, Jessie Can Mambo, dances under the wire and wins it for owner John Falcone, trained by Jane Sabelli and ridden today by Ramsey Zimmerman. The second race, 6 furlongs. This is a claiming event for filly 2-year-olds. 1 jockey change on number 1, Joni Gale. Make the rider Edgar Prado.
And they're up. From the outside, Carmen's Secret wins the break, quickly tackled by Miss Deja Vu, who moves to challenge. Miss Deja Vu and Carmen's Secret 1-2. Lay It On Me comes away racing third, with Slinnyberg improving down inside, followed by the favorite Some Like a Lady, who splits horses to be 5th. Big Red Kitten's on the outside, a length better than Media Rules. Toward the rail, that's Joni Gale second last, and 3 lengths to the trailer, Extreme Excess. They make their way down the backstretch at an opening quarter in 22 seconds flat. They're going quickly. Miss Deja Vu leads by a neck. From the outside, Carmen's Secret is second. Some Like a Lady is moved into third for Zayas, getting a good trip behind the speed in front of Slinnyberg, who rides the inside. Then Big Red Kitten and Lay It On Me. Joni Gale is inside in front of Media Rules, and Extreme Excess will have to do it from last. And here's Some Like a Lady 3 wide. Some Like a Lady's at the quarter pole now, taking over from Miss Deja Vu and Carmen's Secret. Slinnyberg is racing off the speed from fourth, and Joni Gale rides the rail for Edgar Prado, and they're at the top of the stretch. 3 horses across the track. Miss Deja Vu kicks back at the leader, Some Like a Lady. Carmen's Secret, and on the inside, Joni Gale has an upset possibility. In fact, she's rolling home for Prado with an inside journey. Inside the final 16th, here's the inside horse coming on, Joni Gale. Some Like a Lady is second. Miss Deja Vu fights with her, but the upset is on. Joni Gale wins. And wins 3 parts of a length. Some Like a Lady second, 3-way go third. Miss Deja Vu way out wide, Extreme Excess, and Slinnyberg between them in 1:13-2.
Number 1, Joni Gale slips through on the inside. Nice ride by Edgar Prado and pays $78.60 to win. Owned by 3 Diamonds Racing Stable and trained by Luis Olivares. We will take a short break and be back for the third race in just a few moments.
Point of Entry's taken the lead. Point of Entry has defeated Animal Kingdom by a length and a half.
Real Solution continues to attack on the outside. A wild finish coming here, and Point of Entry, oh, the classy Point of Entry would not be denied.
Point of Entry, a 5-time Grade 1 winner by Sire of Sires Dynaformer. New for 2014 at Adena Springs.
Watch world-class horse racing while dining on scrumptious world-class cuisine. Gulfstream Park features one of South Florida's most popular culinary destinations in 10 Palms. Located on the second floor of the clubhouse, 10 Palms features creative American dishes and daily specials overlooking beautiful Gulfstream Park. Enjoy delicious seafood and the finest in organic beef, whimsical desserts, and daily food and drink specials, all while taking in a breathtaking view of world-class racing. For a delicious afternoon of mouth-watering culinary delights, come to Gulfstream Park.
Welcome back. Our third race is a 1 mile event. It's a maiden claimer for 3-year-olds and up with one scratch, and that's number 9, Little Rocco.
And they're up. Toward the inside, Distinction Image gets the first call and goes looking for the lead. Mr. Kitten from down toward the inside with the heavy favorite, One Night Anthony, away in the top flight. The Loose Caboose bulls his way between horses in the run to the first turn. So 2 long shots square off. Distinction Image on the inside, the Loose Caboose on the outside. They're in lockstep, and they're a length and a half better than Mr. Kitten, who's down inside. Makuto between horses. 3 wide is One Night Anthony, a length and a half in front of Sandy Will, who's to the inside of Honey again, and the trailer will reserved early is JM's Parade. They bend into the backstretch after the opening quarter went in a very slow 25 4/5 seconds. Distinction Image and the Loose Caboose are still heads apart. 3 wide out there is One Night Anthony. Mr. Kitten rides the rail. Makuto is sandwiched between them for Leandro Goncalves. A length better than Honey again, followed inside by Sandy Will. And JM's Parade is still last of all as they approach and pass the half-mile pole. On the outside, the Loose Caboose puts his head in front after a 51 2 half-mile, and he has the lead now by almost a full length. Into second is the favorite One Night Anthony. Mr. Kitten got shuffled back pretty badly there, with Honey again moving up on the outside. So is Sandy Will. Makuto's held up in traffic. Mr. Kitten second last, and JM's Parade is last, and there's now 5/16 to go. One Night Anthony tugging Tyler Gaffleone wants to do more, and he has a 2-length lead with a 1/4 mile to go. On the outside, Sandy Will is now second, put to a drive. Honey again third. Makuto into the clear, but this one's over. One Night Anthony straightens for the drive under a hand ride and moving clear by almost 8 lengths. Racing second now, Sandy Will toward the inside, and third is Honey again down the outside, Makuto, but it's all One Night Anthony. One Night Anthony, and an absolute laugher. He'll win by double digits and win by 11 or 12 in the end. Holding second, Sandy Will. Makuto was third in front of Honey again, then Mr. Kitten.
Number 5, One Night Anthony proves much the best and scores for Ride Jack Racing and Hoot Scott Racing Stables, trained by Dennis Gordon, ridden to victory today by apprentice Tyler Gaffleone. The fourth race, 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. This is 3-year-olds and upward that have never won 2 races, or straight 3-year-olds. Scratch the 7, Caminito. Also scratch the main track only, number 9, Tel Contar.
And they're up. Crowding in the center with Brown's Gap moving into the lines of Nazca. Meanwhile, moving out for the lead, it's Imagine That Mom and Courage Belongs. They're the first 2 from Racetrack Romance, who backs off to be third. Valid Concept on the outside is fourth. Brown's Gap scrapes paint from fifth after a subpar beginning, a length better than Lines of Nazca, and a Fleet Accompli is last of all as they race into the first turn. Valid Concept, quickening the cadence, wants to try to get over to the first turn run, with the inside horse Courage Belongs keeping him in the 2 path, and Racetrack Romance is now taken over third. Imagine That Mom, reined back here by Goncalves, racing fourth about 3 lengths from it, and these top 4 have opened up 6 or 7 lengths on Brown's Gap and Lines of Nazca, and it's a length and a half to the trailer, a Fleet Accompli. They went through the opening quarter in 23 2. Fairly quick pace here as they run down the backstretch. Now tipping out 3 wide is Racetrack Romance in the 2-path Valid Concept. Toward the inside, that's Courage Belongs, and they're doing each other no favors. Meanwhile, waiting in the wings from fourth is Imagine That Mom. These top 4 are still better than 4 in front of Brown's Gap, with Lines of Nazca on the outside, and still trailing is a Fleet Accompli. Not much has changed in the backstretch journey, and Courage Belongs is hounded every step of the way. 3 wide out there is Racetrack Romance. Valid Concept is trying to go on from between them. Back fourth is still Imagine That Mom. Nothing yet from that one for Goncalves. Tipped into the clear and starting to rally now. Brown's Gap is shut off heels there, and they run past the 1/4 mile pole. Racetrack Romance will have to deal with Imagine That Mom on the outside. These 2 square off at the top of the stretch. Imagine That Mom with full momentum on the outside of Racetrack Romance, who tries to dig in and fight on the inside and is doing just that. They come past the 8th pole. On the outside, it's Imagine That Mom toward the inside. Racetrack Romance tries to stay with them second. second, but Imagine That Mom is edging clear. Imagine That Mom and Leandro Goncalves 3 parts of length. Racetrack Romance second, Browns Gap third, A Fleet Accompli fourth in 1:43 and 3.
Number 1, Imagine That Mom takes all the money and scores for Rap Racing LLC, Nutmeg Stable, and Westland Farms. Trained by Cam Gambalati and ridden to victory today by Leandro Conclaves. The 5th race, 6-furlong sprint, a starter optional claimer for 3-year-olds and upward. 9 runners going to the post with no scratches or jockey changes. The report.
And they're up. From the outside, Quiz Whiz and Double Judge both begin nicely down toward the rail. County Gun is sent hard, and County Gun with inside position and the lead in the run down the backstretch. Double Judge in an uncustomary position. He's out-sprinted today and racing second in front of Haywired, who's now third. Then it's the gray Blings Express, tucked in fourth for Boca Chica, a length and a half better than Dangerous Brew and Quiz Whiz. It's a stretch of 4 to Moment's Notiz in front of My Nicky, and Garabato is last of all as they pass the half-mile pole after the opening quarter went in a rock-solid 21-4. They run around the far turn and up for the lead, Double Judge. No place to go for Blings Express. Covering ground on the outside, but now moving to the front. Here's a big run from Quiz Whiz, and Quiz Whiz takes over and moves away. Double Judge is second. From the backfield, trying to get going his Moment's Notiz. He'll have to negotiate traffic. County Gun has thrown out the anchor, and Haywired tries to make a run, and they're out the top of the stretch. Quiz Whiz into the stretch drive on top. Haywired to the attack on the outside. Moment's Notiz finds his best stride with best of all down the outside, and in between them, Blings Express. Final furlong. Moment's Notiz coming after Quiz Whiz. Blings Express and Haywired still right there. 4 horses across the track down the center. Moment's Notiz getting up. Moment's Notiz, boo, very narrowly. It appeared from Quiz Whiz, who was game to the finish, and Haywired between them.
Number 3, Moment's Notice wins the close photo. What a nice performance. Owned and trained by David Jacobson. Ridden to victory today by Jesus Elios. We will take a short break and be back for the 6th race in just a couple of moments.